FYI that to Donahue and probably Betsy and Jason, because it's like they're doing what we're doing. Now get this, in the elevator in New York, I run into this guy making small talk. I wind up, next thing I know, I'm talking to the ambassador of Gabon, so.
Gabon?
Gabon, it's an African country. In fact, allow me to present you with a calendar on behalf of the people of Gabon. It's very pretty. Hello, Stacy. Good. The opportunity to make more dollars available in the classroom for teacher pay, smaller classes, less expensive textbooks, and many other improvements is a very large one. Also, look for a shift away from policy people, from interest groups, toward real-world practitioners, and particularly people who have, this is the neutralized,
yes.
No, not that, but the
Hydrolysate is sodium hydroxide and traces of PX.
And it's the neutralized,
yes.
Sorry, let's see which hotline person this is. Hello? Is this, I'm sorry? No, it's 3852. It's not the barber board, but that's okay. Bye-bye. I was very tempted to tell the lady who she really had, but only a few people have that number. It could have been,
Somebody important, yes.
It could have been, either had to be Becky or Bob Garton, Brian Bosma, Pat Bauer, or my wife.
Here's White's phone number, and the mayor of Beech Grove called, wanted to talk to you about Amtrak.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Super. Thanks a lot. Brad?
Go get him.
Oh, yeah. We can get out of here. How you doing? Yeah, sure.
For you,
Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Chance. Sean Franklin.
Sean, good seeing you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I don't know if somebody can hit this for me. Can you push this button right there?
Vance, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Mary Beth, would you like me to put your luggage back there?
Oh, thank you very much.
Pat, how you doing?
Good morning.
Ben, let me get everybody's stuff. You got everybody's stuff? What'd you do with mine?
I'll scoot over as soon as I see nobody else. Oh.
What was that?
Well, that may have been our first scrape with something, I don't know.
That sign hanging out.
Still standing?
Yes. Did you see that sign?
Especially, not to mention that they're going to tell you what's good for your community, right? As opposed to, which I would not presume to do.
All right. Get an extreme makeover.
Yeah. It lasted for a few days. I don't want to alarm you, but the few times that either of the two boys ever scraped anything up on the other one, it was months before they heard the end of it.
Oh.
Well, Vance clipped the mirror off, leaving town. And how you doing, Mitch?
Weston Sucker.
Yeah, Weston, nice seeing you again. So are we on the site or how close?
The site's right behind us.
Right there?
It's all dirt and construction there, but
Yeah.
that's the site. We've got 150 acres here.
Yep.
We're using a quarry and we're using the rail, and then there's also a substation to the north.
Yep.
So all the utilities come right into this infrastructure. So
Yeah.
we've got a good turnout.
You sure do.
Good turnout.
You sure do.
Renewable fuels is a topic.
All right, I'll start ahead. I know you got a busy agenda.
Well, I don't know. We've got a lot of people to meet, too.
Gather around. We have a list of local folks that like to speak to us, including the governor. First, I'll introduce the governor. Here's the governor.
Terrence, you have a future as an MC. That is my idea of a proper introduction. Get right to it, which is something we like to do. We sought office to see and enable an economic recovery in this state, more money in the pockets of our fellow citizens. If we get that right, and a lot of our other problems begin to become much more manageable. And it's going to take a lot of things going well and take a lot of hard work on many fronts to make that the case. But one thing we said from the beginning was we were going to be the most pro-agriculture and agribusiness administration this state had seen in decades. As far as we were concerned, there was no way back for the small towns of this state, which we are determined to serve well, and there was no way back to full prosperity for the rural sections of our state that did not include a full commitment to agriculture and all the dollars that can come from it, in livestock, in hardwoods, in food processing, and in a variety of other ways that we have now laid down in a strategy we're trying to execute. And at the top of that strategy is renewable fuels. There is no reason that Indiana, end to end, cannot be not merely competitive, but a capital of the renewable fuels industry in this country. This is going to be a fundamentally important new facility for this part of Indiana. Not just the jobs here and the jobs that it triggers around it, but 22 million bushels of corn to start with, all locally grown. And I want you to know that this is the first of what we believe will be a string of these announcements around the state this year. Pat Miller and her folks, Andy and his, are in active contact, as am I, with people who are going to build other plants of similar character and size, some even bigger, elsewhere in our state. When we look back a year from now, I think you will see that Indiana has taken a big step on the road to being, as I say, a capital of the renewable fuels industry, which this nation needs for not just economic reasons, national security reasons, energy independence reasons, environmental reasons. And you were there on day one.
Culture, he gets one of these guys.
I think you look kind of corporate for the Secretary of Agriculture today.
You didn't tell me.
We haven't had a lot of rain, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stepping on it?
All right, stepping on it. Yeah, here we go.
There you go. Oh, you want me?
Yeah. Hard.
There we go. We got it.
Hard.
Well, you know, I was just down in Lawrenceburg
were
again.
you?
Oh, yeah, which is the first place I think I ever saw
That's
you.
right, that's right.
Wasn't it?
I was there Sunday, as a matter of fact.
A little advertising for the state fair when I get the chance. Yeah.
No, I was down there Sunday. We had a little family reunion.
Were you?
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was down, we went through that whole part of the state. Actually, it's week 4 last. So.
Okay, good seeing you.
You're not who I came to see.
Sorry, Governor.
All right.
You're who we came to see.
Yeah, okay. Well, you better be here to see all these people.
We'll talk Sunday.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask an I-69 question.
Yeah.
What's different now from what you knew before you took over?
Only that we discovered that instead of a plan to finish in 8 to 14 years, it's a plan that might take 25 or longer. And since I thought 14 was too long to wait, you can imagine how I feel about 25. We're going to have to, as we knew, do some different things and imaginative things if we're going to accelerate that timetable. But that's what we're out to do.
Is the answer if? Yeah, you said if you're going to.
Well, no. I mean, I think the 25 years is too long to wait. If this is a good idea, if it's good for jobs in our state end to end, as some of us think, then we better be about it. And even the people who have led this effort for so long, when I asked them, were under the same misunderstanding that it would be completed in somewhere in the next decade. And it turns out that's not been the plan at all. We're going to have some new plans.
Is this administration committed to getting this project done? If so, tell me how committed you are and what you're going to do.
Well, we're more committed apparently than our predecessors, because to them 25 years was soon enough, and it isn't for us. So we're probably going to have to look at new options that might involve tolling if the law will permit it. It might involve so-called design, build, operate approach, which some states have taken, or new funding sources, or some combination of all those. But it was time to tell the truth to the people of Indiana. And the truth was this thing was never intended to be done in the timetable that people had been led to believe.
Gas tax hikes possibly part of what you look at.
Well, not at today's price of gas, but somewhere down the line, this may be necessary if we're going to build the roads and bridges that people feel have been promised. But I just won't be party to stringing people along, telling people all over the state that their projects are in our plans if they're not really, or if they are 10 years beyond where people have been led to believe. We're dealing with problems that we found on the doorstep, and you know, I'm really not interested in blaming anybody. I am interested in telling the truth to the public about the problems that we do have to face, and the problem on I-69 is bigger than the public had been told.
Was the public deliberately misled?
I won't say that, and it doesn't matter to me. What matters is that we tell the truth now, that people know exactly what the current timetable is, so we can have a good discussion about the steps that will be necessary to improve it.
You're going to accept the 10 Commandments back on the State House lawn?
Yes. I think it's entirely appropriate. I think the Supreme Court of this country has been badly confused for a long time about what the founders intended. And to me, display of the 10 Commandments is entirely appropriate. It's clearly constitutional, and at least that much clarity came to the situation, I guess, yesterday.
What kind of difference can this make in our environment and the cost of fuel? I think he might have a lemonade for you there if you need it.
Well, ethanol and biodiesel, renewable fuels altogether, are just a multiple winner for the state of Indiana. First of all, we need the fuel. Look at today's energy prices. It's environmentally much more friendly. It makes us less dependent on foreign sources and foreign countries. And it can provide a very large economic boost to this state in the places, the small towns and the rural communities that we care so deeply about. So that's why we hit the door working on projects like this, and why I'm very excited that I think this is just the first of several that are likely to choose Indiana. Well,
I'm retired.
Can you use a good shovel?
Pardon?
Can you use a good spade?
Yeah.
All right, well, as far as I know, that's mine. I was going to, leave it here. Somebody said you're going to put that on display. I said, I always feel, would you hold that for me 1 second? I said, I always feel badly, I would feel badly letting a good tool go idle.
To Richard Moore. Go ahead and get one of them and autograph it for me.
One of these here, or one of the shovels?
One of those shovels.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, sir.
If you could give my FFA kids just...
You bet. Don't go anywhere.
Autograph that for me.
I'm going to.
Go ahead and do that.
Hold that for me 1 second, would you? All right. Well, like the book says, ask and you shall receive, Bob. So well, I'm going to.
Okay.
By now I've signed. This could be a first. I've signed T-shirts. I've signed hats. I've signed skin. I've signed casts. That may be the first shovel.
Thank you,
all right,
sir.
use it for something useful.
Done.
We good to go?
Huh? You good?
Art, good seeing you. That Art Evans is an interesting guy.
The Dixie Chopper guy.
Yeah, I mean, he invented that thing, and what do they call it, 360 degree, what's the?
Zero radius.
Zero radius, yeah. But one of those guys just told me to my face the story about the pipe. Was it Dave Lane, or was it?
Dave was the one that supposedly
claimed that. Well, every time I'm over here, I think I should have called ahead, but we didn't really have any time today. We're going to that place over there in the red shingles. How's everything?
Pretty good, pretty good. Look like you made it back around again, didn't you?
Oh, of course.
How you doing, Mitch?
Kenny, huh?
Yes.
Coming in here for something to eat?
Yes.
Well, come on, let's go.
Hi, Governor.
Hey, everybody. I hope you didn't eat all the good food before we got here.
They got more.
Yeah, I hope they do. Mitch Daniels.
You were a good man, Mitch.
Jack? How are you, man? Sit still, sit still. Were you getting up anyway? All right. Oh, all right, all right.
I want a hug.
Well, I do too. I just didn't want to make you get up. Nice to see you. That's probably the best.
I'm Lorraine.
Yes, Lorraine. It's a pleasure. I remember Richard. Here, careful sitting down here. All right. You hug every governor that comes along? Oh, I don't know. What's the lady that... How are you doing?
Okay.
Business okay?
Yeah. How about yours?
Frank, all right? He hadn't hurt himself again, has he?
Here.
So,
Good to see
what are
you.
you recommending today? What should we have?
Beef and noodles.
It's sound a little heavy.
Frog legs.
All right, I'm having the noodles. All right.
Why does Indianapolis have to have a football stadium for every school? Chicago only has 5. I grew up in Chicago.
That's interesting. Is that right?
That's correct. Hey, every school doesn't have a first-class stadium. They got regular stadiums up there that they play their schedules in. What does it cost just to burn the lights for one night?
That's very interesting.
I'd investigate that. Holy Fund pays for the stadium, okay?
Right.
Now, the money to operate it comes out of the general fund.
That's right. That's right.
So that takes away from the education process.
We didn't know how true this was. You know, now we find out 46% more than the national average. How are you, sir? Was your heart stopped or what happened? Was that it?
Stroke.
Yeah.
He called in bed with, what was this? Oxygen.
Yeah.
Saved my life. Yeah. He did.
Well done, Rodney. Probably not the only story like that he's got. He probably won't. He would never tell it on himself, would he?
Yeah, but we didn't do anything. When we got in bed, he just didn't have time. I would have liked
well,
to.
now, first things first, you know, he did have to get you breathing again.
Very nice about it, too. It saved my life.
Well, we're all indebted to him. So you seem fully recovered, huh?
Oh, not well, yes. For me, for 81 years, I'm doing pretty good.
I think you're doing really well.
I can't wait till he gives me some more oxygen.
Yeah.
This time I'll take up anything.
Thanks, Lorraine. You're not racking for 9 ball. It must be 8 ball.
Yep.
All right, 8 ball. Now you want to break?
You can break.
Can we get that ball back? He's got a solid game. We can see that. Have a little more iced tea while you're...
Iced tea?
Yeah. All right. Now we're in business a little bit here. Oh, get in there. All right, Harry, I think it's time to get serious. That's a good shot. Thataway. Don't you dare. Hey. I don't think he made that.
There you go.
I don't think he did. All right, if I'm not careful. That was fun.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it was.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Mitch Dan.
I'm glad to meet you. My name's Delight Schubert.
I'm Miss Schubert. Are these some Schuberts?
My son, Austin.
Austin. Squeeze my hand.
My daughter.
That's good. That's a good one. Hi.
This is Amber.
Hi, Amber.
This is Elise.
Man, Amber's got a good grip. Hello, Elise. So you guys having fun this summer? Are you? What are you doing for fun? Are you swimming? Oh.
Yeah, swimming lessons tomorrow.
Really?
I'm a good swimmer.
Are you really? It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I stick my head underwater.
All the way?
Yeah, and
Yeah, Austin, how about you? You a good swimmer? Yeah? So you're going to be in 2nd grade or 3rd grade?
second.
Yeah, you doing well in school?
Yeah.
You working hard? Gonna work hard? Are you reading some books this summer?
Yes.
Are you? Good, because you don't want to forget how. Right.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet
Thank
you,
you.
too.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
I really admire you.
Why no? Thanks very much. What's your name?
And this is great-granddaughter.
Oh, my word.
She just drove all the way across the states by herself from Oregon.
She's going to Japan to be a teacher.
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. We can teach English to Japanese kids.
Yep, in middle schools.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm going over there for a week in August. We're going to try to encourage companies there to invest in the state and so forth. Well, we'll be in Tokyo and Nagoya. There's a big World Expo in Nagoya. So we'll be there. Okay. Brooke, nice to see you.
Have a good trip.
We will. We're going to Crawfordsville, then we're going up to Lafayette, then we're going to Kentland, then tomorrow across the north. So
Have fun.
we will.
Bye-bye.
She is she's one of my favorites because I always say, now there's a woman with high standards. I don't. If you had gone back to the back, there's a list of people in the back of that tavern that I noticed it the first time I came there. It's a handwritten list of people who are barred for life.
Really?
It says barred for life. And
What do you have to do to
well,
make
that's
the
what
list?
I said. And it's in my book, by the way, but it was things like, well, you know, fighting was on the list. Bringing in somebody underage, being the someone underage who gets brought in. But then there were a couple other really good ones. Trying to run down the owner in the parking lot. Jan.
That actually happened?
Well, apparently somebody did. And the other one I remember was leaving a dead possum in the back of Jan's pickup truck. This also is a capital offense. And in particular, if you're as concerned about our small towns and rural areas as Becky Skillman and I are, then you know, we really have to have an aggressively pro-ag posture. And so we've spent a lot of time thinking about it. We've got 4 or 5 very specific targets marked off. Pork production is one, hardwoods is one, food processing is one, but renewable fuels is probably as important as any. What's really exciting is the conviction, which I have, that that's just the first of several such announcements. We are in active conversations with a host of other potential investors for all over the state, and not just in ethanol, but in soy diesel as well. I don't think oil prices are ever going back where we knew them, and that means that the door is going to be open now to renewable fuels, which we need. They're environmentally superior, and they can be homegrown in terms of an energy independence, from an energy independence standpoint, and so Indiana needs to be at the forefront.
Why was it important to you to talk to a newspaper here?
Well, I'm trying to be the most accessible and available governor that a person can be. That's what the RV is about. That's what all the travel's about. We're doing 11 counties in 3 days on this particular trip. When I answer your questions, I'm being accountable to all the readers that you have, and I want people to understand what we're trying to do and why. Randy, nice meeting you. Enjoyed it. We'll see you again soon. Hey, rain, we need it, don't we?
I'm Father Alexis Miller.
Father, hello. How nice to see you.
I'm an Orthodox priest. We rent the upstairs of this building, actually.
Is that right?
And I also work right across the street.
Have I got time to go across the street 1 minute?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Kristen, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. So what's going on in here? You guys,
We're the head coalition, Father Ray tell you.
Yes, a little bit.
And I'm the program assistant. I run the 11 Limits and Positive Steps for kids that are kind of in trouble. And we work with the families, and we have class every Thursday for 6 weeks and give them some really good.
Yeah, good for you. Thanks for doing it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I think you know, and we just had another round of information about this. We are one of the least healthy states, and it hurts us in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously, it costs people a lot of years and quality of life. It hurts us economically. I mean, health insurance costs more here than in most places. We're going to zoom in on weight loss and smoking.
Oh, really? Good.
I mean, a lot of things you could work on, but
the
two, if we could just make some further difference in what Hoosiers weigh and get fewer people to smoke. Yeah. We're so proud of what you guys do here.
Thank you.
And, you know, congratulations, keep it up, and good luck being a teacher, too.
Thank you.
Father, thanks for what you do. A schedule that talked in terms of maybe 14 years to completion. And so, as we came to understand that really wasn't what was planned at all, we realized that it's a tall order to accelerate this to something less than 14 years, but we're working on it. So who are we seeing here? What's the name? Dan, all right. We just let ourselves in. Is that okay?
Thank you, Governor. Mitch. Welcome to Crawfordsville.
Glad to be back. Thank you.
Sherry Moody.
Hey, Sherry.
I'm the manager here.
How's business?
Wonderful,
good.
wonderful. We're growing. We're doing well.
Yeah, place looks good.
We're so excited about having you on air.
Oh, no, I appreciate your letting us just barge in. So.
Sure.
Howdy.
Dan Lynch.
I'm Dan Lynch.
Dan Mitch. Nice seeing you.
Nice to meet you.
So we'll be conducting the interview with you.
Outstanding. Oh my gosh.
Made you a cake, yeah.
County Market. County Market here in Crawfordsville.
We'll have to thank them appropriately.
Okay, I'm taping this now, and then I'll roll it tomorrow morning on our morning show. So thanks for being on. What brings you to Crawfordsville?
Oh, well, we're out doing what we do as often as we can, traveling the state.
You're a freshman still.
Oh yeah, very much a rookie, and still making, of course, what some have termed some rookie mistakes. But that's all right. We came to office committed to try to make things happen, and if we make mistakes, we want them to be active ones, errors of commission, and as we identify any things that didn't work, we'll go back and try something else.
I actually voted for you. I never vote for Republicans.
That's a shocking admission.
I never vote for Republicans.
Well,
I voted for George Bush Sr. I think that was the last Republican I ever voted for.
Well,
I'm a Goldwater Buchanan guy.
Really?
You know,
well, the pickings have been slim for you, I guess. But
yeah, because the Republicans have kind of frozen those guys out. And, I liked Kucinich when he was running for president, but it seems like our views aren't being represented.
Well, you're an independent thinker, and you'll probably like the next presidential election. It'll be open on both sides. It'll probably be a real free-for-all. There'll be, I'm sure, a complete spectrum of views. But, the job that I now temporarily occupy, I have never thought of as a particularly philosophical or partisan job. The problems are practical. And we are just trying to find the best practical ways to grow the economy of this state, to put more income in people's pockets. Obviously, we thought, balancing the budget of this state for the first time in 10 years, which just happened, was a practical problem. Trying to make agencies of government work well is a practical, pragmatic problem. There's nothing Republican or Democratic, liberal or conservative about corruption-free government. It's something we all want. The question is, how can you bring that off? So,
in every candidate.
All right.
Well, sorry it took so long.
No, it's probably my long answers, but those were important questions.
Can you voice 4-liners for me?
Sure.
Real short.
Something? Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, this is Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels, and you're listening to Rock and Roll Favorites on Thunder 103.9. Quit making noise out there, will you? We're recording. We're live in here.
MC.
W-I-M-C. Not N, but M.
Yeah, M as in Mary.
Yeah.
And then we could also do and W-C-D-Q. No, I was just holding it. And then maybe we could do the other one that says happy 40th anniversary to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do happy 40th anniversary to WCBL.
All right. 40 years, huh?
Yes.
I love to visit smaller and long-standing radio stations. No, glad to see you. Well, Jared? No. Works the other way. Dan, we'll be back, and anytime you want, just tell Jane. We can always just call you in between trips, really. I just want to say good morning. Mitch Daniels, my name.
You're who?
Mitch Daniels. I'm the governor of the state.
You're the governor of this state?
I am, yeah. What's your name?
Hi.
Seriously?